All right, good morning. We are on Latina Christiana 2, lesson 21. And if you have not done the sayings and drill A and drill B, I want you to stop it immediately and come back. So don't even look at the answers here and just pause. When drill A, drill B, and the sayings are completed, come back. Okay, so I assume that you have fully completed drill B. So in order to expedite our time here, I want you to take a colored marker and I want you to put a star next to the ones of these that you have gotten correctly. And I'd like you to circle the parts that you have gotten incorrectly. And then we'll go over those difficult sections in the classroom because I don't want to take time and drag you very slowly through drill B. I will say that perhaps the plurals on number 3 there and number 5 and number 7, that perhaps the plurals were maybe the most difficult part. I would also say that number 6, when you have to look at the ending for vulnere and see that it is ablative, which means by, with, or from, that might have thrown you for a little loop, but that's okay. Just straight correct this so that we have a thought on how we're doing when we get into class. Now we're going to flip to the next part, which is the next page of drill C and exercise A and exercise B. And I'm perfectly happy if you want to just work on one section independently and then come back, then pause the video, go work independently and come back. I'm perfectly happy if you want to do it over multiple days because that will create a stronger brain. If it's rather easy for you, you could do it in a shorter amount of time, but don't just rush it to get it done because that doesn't help get it deep into your brain. So drill C. Drill C is straight translation. We are going number 1, 2, or 4, the hearts. And in that case, we see that this is plural and this is ablative. And so you need to look back in your book and you need to remember the neuter and third declension neuter endings. And so let's put them up here. X, is, E, X, A. So these guys are going to be matchy-matchy. S, oh, no, not S. This is neuter. A, ebus, ebus. And this is really where the neuter rule comes in. Nominative and accusative are the same in the neuters. Never give daus any, this is the accusative, apples, ablative. So there's a very sloppy form for us, and this part going to drive me crazy. So let me pause just one second. Let me pull out my eraser. There we go. Now you can see how I do. I said eraser. Oh, there. The eraser's actually working. Oh, it erased a little too far. So now we'll go back and we'll pick up our red marker. And there we go. There's our nominative and our accusative are matching. All right, so even I make mistakes all the time. I'd rather write on a real whiteboard than on this crazy pen tablet. I'm writing on something and I'm looking at a screen. They're in 2 different places. So I'm a little bit like I have a hand tied behind my back. Okay, so 2 or 4 the hearts. So we're looking for, oh, all right, let me just start over. 2 or 4 is an ablative. I don't even know why I said that at the beginning. Bing, 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 bing. Nominative, subject, genitive, possessive of, dative, indirect object, 2 or 4. This is dative, plural. So dative, plural, is ebus. All right, now you know I'm not using an answer key because I would not make a mistake if I was using an answer key. So cordis, cordibus, 2 or 4 the hearts. Number 2. Journeys. That's pretty easy. That's just a nominative, but it's also in the plural, so we know it's going to end in an a. correct? All right, so iter, itineris, itineris, and we take off the is and we put an a, itinera, for journeys. Number 3, in the deep river. In the deep, ooh, what I did there. Deep river. All right, so to do in the deep river, we're going to have in. This is in plus ablative. We're just in the deep river. We're not going into it. We're not accusing the deep river. So in plus ablative, there we go. And it is one deep river. Okay, so let's do in the river. So flumen, fluminis, flumin, take off the es, flumine. There's our ablative, in the river. Now we need to remember what deep is. So we've learned high or deep. We've rarely used deep. We've used high a lot of ways. So high is altus, alta, altum, high. Okay? River. We've got to do a matchy adjective. And it's not going to be just instantly matchy like alte. That's not it. We've got to match river. It's singular, one river. And our river is neuter. All right? So we're going to not use altus, not use alta. We're going to use altum. Altum, neuter. And we've got to find the neuter ending that goes with ablative. So, e, o, e, o, o is our ablative neuter ending. That's how we chant it. E, o, ho, like donum, doni, dono, donum, dono. There it is. So this, I bet you didn't get it. In alto, flumine. Believe it or not, alto and flumine are matchy-matchy. They're matchy-matchy in that they are both singular, both ablative, both neuter. But this is a second declension adjective. It's in the second declension pocket, and this is third. So though they don't look the same, O and A, they are matchy. That is difficult. If you got in, yay, I expect it. If you got flumine, yay, I expect it. If you got something about altus, you got pretty close, and that's good. Number 4, through the deep river. All right, so we got river. And we've got deep, so that's going to help us. The deep river. But instead of ablative, we're going through it. That's accusing it. So per is through. Now we're going to accuse the deep river. So we're going to take our flumen, fluminis, and we're going to take off the es, and we're going to put it in accusative. Oh, look at that. In neuter, as we knew that we're working with river, it's going to stay the same as our nominative singular. So we say flumen, flumen, fluminis, flumini, flumen, per flumen. So flumen, spelled like this, not flumine. There we go. Now we've got to match deep. It's going to be taking altum, and this time we need to match it with our accusative. E, o, Remember, nominative and accusative always match. So it's altum, flumen. That don't look like it matches, but it's accusative, accusative, singular, singular, neuter, neuter. Perfect. How'd you do? Probably not as easy as you might have thought it was. So now we're going to go over and do, let's see, that was 4. We've got 4 more. If you haven't done them on your own or you're really confused, maybe take this time to pause, try the next 4, and let's come back and check. Okay, number 5. In the deep. In the deep. I bet if you had your mom doing this lesson or your dad, they would be in over their head. This is not easy, and I think they would be actually amazed how much you can do. So, okay. Whoops. Here's our neuters. E, o, o, a, orum, is, a, is. There's our neuter rule. Nominative and accusative. Never give Daus any apples. X, E, C, N. No, it's neuter. It's X, E, C, X, A. Right? That's tricky. A, ibus, a, ibus. Do we have that right now? A, ibus, a, ibus. Yep, we got it. And never give Daus. Whoops. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Proctor, what are you doing? You looked down at your book to make sure you're on the right spot, and you got off. What a terrible eraser. Go, eraser, go. Oh my goodness. That's just not an eraser for me. Eraser. Whoa. This is not my... Oh, there we go. Thank you, eraser, for jumping in, finally. You're getting a little bit annoying there. Okay, so we're going to do marker. Red. There we go. Never give Daus any apples. So we've got our chart back up. Bloop, 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 bloop. We're ready to go. In the deep. All right. So in is just in. It's not accusative. In, by, with, or from, object of the preposition. All right. So this is ablative. So we're going to do in plus deep as being ablative. And remember what deep was? It was our altum. In the deep sea. Uh-oh. We didn't finish it. Okay, so we're going to use altum. In the deep. So we're going to take altum down over here to ablative. Alto. In alto. And we're going to say, what is C? So we've been learning that C is mare, maris, right? So we're going to take maris and go all the way down to the ablative in alto, mare. Maris, take off is, mare. So there's ablative, ablative. Both of these are neuter, and both of them are on, whoa, won't even let me write, on the singular side. There you go, in alto mare. Wonder how you did. Maybe I should capitalize it. No, it's not a sentence, is it? All right, so phrase number 6. Of the good songs. I said good morning because I know you're doing this in the morning, but it is almost 8 o'clock at night, and I'm a little tired. Of the good songs. All right. Genitive, possessive. Okay. I apologize for that little blip. Genitive, possessive of the good songs. So we're going to go on the genitive, and songs happens to be plural. So we're going to be looking at the plural side of it. So this week we learned that Carmen, Carmenis, Carmen, leave off the is, is songs. And we're going to do the genitive ending for the neuter Carmenis. Wow, I got something in my throat. So genitive plural, carminum. Carminum means of the songs. Because it's genitive possessive of, and it's songs plural, carminum. Now we need good, which is going to be taking bonum. So bonum, Here's our bonum chant, and we're going to do genitive bonorum. Bonorum carminum, or carminum bonorum. Really doesn't matter the word order right now for us. Is a language of endings, not a language of orders. So there we go, bonorum carminum. It doesn't matchy-matchy, but it does. This is the genitive plural of two neuters, a neuter adjective and a neuter noun. Number 7, of the good song. Well, that's easy. Instead of plural, we're going to go to the singular side of the good song, just one song. There we go. So genitive, and instead of carminum, it'll be carminis, carminis, and instead of bonorum, it will be boni, boni. This is genitive singular, genitive singular. Number 8, 2 or 4 the good works. Nominative subject, genitive possessive of, dative indirect object, 2 or 4. There we are. We're at dative now. We'll make it even fatter than our other arrow. Dative, 2 or 4 the good works. Well, we learned this week that works is opus operis. So we're going to take operis, we're going to go to the plural dative side. Operibus. So oper, and leave off the e's and put ibus. Operibus. That is 2 or 4 the works. Now let's figure out what good is. Bonum. Bonum to the dative plural. What is it? Oh, wait a minute. It's not good works. It's new works. Sorry, I read my book wrong. Well, we won't worry about that one. Good thing you didn't change your answer. Nowas, no one, Noam knew. What was new to Noah? Rain was Noam. So we're going to take Noam and we're going to go to the dative plural and say nois. Operibus nois. There we go. That was tough. I actually think Drill C is amazingly tough. If you got half of it, you're on a good road. If you got more than half, you're on a pretty amazing road. That means you've been working really, really hard and you've got a good logic brain coming in. That's why we don't do this with the 4th graders. It takes a lot of logic brain coming in to work this out. All right, so exercise A and exercise B. I'm going to flip to a new page. If you haven't done it, you need to do it and come back. Remember, take 3 days. So exercise A. And you can look at how far you are on the video and you can actually write down the number and you know exactly where to come to. That's terrible. I think a preschooler wrote that. Okay. All right, exercise A is pretty easy. We're going from Latin to English. So I want you to try it. Then I want you to come back and just correct it. Use a colored pen or pencil, and we'll talk about any errors you made. I don't want to spend time going through exercise A, but I do want you to correct it. So pause, do it, come back, correct it, and I'm just going to have it written up here, and you can pause it on the video so that you can correct it. All right, so here is exercise A, just the English answers. And I want you to correct it. I think a couple things that might be hard. Look, we've been struggling at times with past tense. So we have some words, those are past tense, and the rest are present tense, and actually should be pretty easy. So pause your video here, correct it with your pen and pencil. We'll discuss the difficult parts in class, any questions you have in class. So I'm going to move on, so you better pause it if you are going to correct it. All right, it's exercise B, and it's 8 o'clock at night for me. I have had a full day teaching. And so here we go. Number 1, the poet, this is fun stuff, I like this, sings without heart. That means his whole heart isn't in it. He's singing, but he's not really there. So let's look at, how do we say poet? Well, that would be poeta. There we go. We're going to go to the very end of our sentence. I'm going to say, the poet sings. Kano, kanere, kano, kanis, kanit, kanit. There it is. The poet, he sings. Without heart. There's our prepositional phrase. Sine is without. Okay. And without is movement away from. So we need an ablative ending for heart. So never give Daus any apples. We need our chant again. And we have ex is, E, X, A. There we go. Nominative and accusative. A, ibus, a, ibus. I have to tell you, I am not a night person. I am a morning person. So if I seem to be slowing down, maybe I'm going to fall asleep in the middle of this lesson. So here we go. Sine, without heart. So this week we had cor, cordis. So we need to put our cor, leave off the dis, go to ablative, and we're, cordis, leave off the is, and we're going to go to ablative, and we're going to say a. Poeta sine corde canit. There we go. Number 2. The poets plural, sing many songs. All right. So now, instead of poeta, we got it plural. Poetai. Hopefully you knew that was plural. And instead of canit, this is can. Do you remember the chant? So in your book, when we were doing that one, if you look way back, let me see what chapter we were on. Way back, I'm still going back in my book. 2 verbs. Oh, wow. Not that one. All right, 3rd conjugation. Kano, canis, canit, canimus, canitis, canant. That is review lesson C, that you can see those endings. So this is canant. Did you struggle with what went there? You may need to go back to review lesson C and review those endings, because that was a 3rd conjugation present tense verb. Poets sing many songs. Now, these songs are being sung. This is our transitive verb. It's backing up, and this songs is in accusative, direct object form. So we know that our word for songs this week, do you remember? That a carmen, carmenis, is the word for song. So carmenis, and we're going to leave off the is, carmena. Poetai, carmena, canut. So poets sing songs. What do we need? We need many songs. And so, songs, we put it in accusative. So, I, o, o, a, orum, is, a. There it is. Is. Now notice, I was doing our neuter chant right over the third declension. That might have driven you crazy. Let's do it. I, a, o, a, oram. Working with neuters. Is, a, is. This week is all neuters. So there's our neuter endings. And so our neuter ending for accusative plural is also an a. So we're going to say multa, poetai, multa, carmina, canunt. And this works because both of these are in accusative, in plural, and they're both neuter. Perfect. Number 3. The soldiers are fighting in the river. Oh, that ought to be interesting. They're wearing armor, maybe? Heavy? Are they going to drown? The soldiers, if they're Roman soldiers, that'd be pretty wild, are fighting in the river. Okay. Miles milites. So, soldiers milites are, excuse me, we chanted miles militis, but we have to do plural. So, oh my goodness, we're out of neuters. Soldiers aren't neuters. X, is, e, m, a, s, ibus, es, ibus. Soldiers, third declension, and these are our regular masculine endings, not our neuter endings. So, miles, militis, and we're going to leave out the is, milit, and we're going to go to the plural nominative, milites. The soldiers over here are fighting. Now that's a little bit weird because we can say are fighting, do fight, or fight. So really what we're translating to make it simple is one word that means fight. The soldiers fight in the river. Okay? Do you remember the word for fight? I think this might be Josiah's favorite dog as a hint. Okay. Pugno, pugnare. Pugno, pugnas, pugnat. Pugnamus, pugnatis, pugnant. All right, the pug has come. Pugnant. Milites, the soldiers, are fighting. Pugnant means are fighting, do fight, or fight. In the river. In plus ablative. They're not fighting into the river. They're just in the river fighting. So in plus ablative and river. Well, river this week is our flumen. Fluminis. So we're going to put flu, min, and we're going to leave off the is. In the river, one river, we're going to go to our ablative, flumine. There it is. Milites in flumine pugnant. Probably, I'm so tired I should check the answers. My answer book to make sure I've got it right. But I think we're on the right track. Number 4, the boys and girls. Oh, that's fun. We have a compound subject. Boys and girls are waiting for spring. I think the boys and girls I know are waiting for summer, but that's okay. For spring. Spring has sprung for us. We don't have to wait. Okay, so boys. Well, puer is boy. What's plural? Pueri. And it. Puella is girl. So what's plural? Puellae. All right, where's our verb? Are waiting. Do wait or wait. Well, what is to wait for? When you expect something is coming in the mail, you wait for it. So that little word helps us remember. Expecto, expectare. And for plural, expectant. Specto, to look. Ex is out. So when we're expecting something, or waiting for something. We're looking out for it. Puerile, puellae, expectant, are waiting for spring. Now, this is where you probably want to punch me in the face because this 4 is just kind of weird. We're just going to write the word spring. And we're going to write it in accusative form. Okay, here's our bus, the waiting bus, and what's it waiting for? It's waiting for spring. So actually, waiting for is all the way in this expectant. All we need is spring. I should have underlined the whole thing there. They're waiting for something. What are they waiting for? Waiting for spring. And spring, we learned this week, is where, whereis. So if it's where, the accusative form is where. Ooh. Pueri et puellae. What is that? Oh dear, I'm causing trouble. Pueri et puellae where expectant. They're waiting for spring. Perfect. Now you have 4 derivatives. Okay? If all of your derivatives in the derivative part have a beautiful, I keep pulling things up, have a beautiful sentence next to them, and you have completed all of the exercises by correcting them, then you have earned your extra honor sticker. And I will know that you fully earned it because I will see colored marks where you have corrected the parts that you got wrong. So the whole point of coming on and correcting is not to have a perfect paper, but to have a working paper and to see where your errors are and how to fix them and how your brain needs to be thinking to be able to do this Latin. So hopefully you've done that. Hopefully you didn't just cheat and write down answers, because you're not cheating me, you're cheating yourself and you're cheating your brain out of it all. So hopefully that's all you got to do. You got to show me a fully done thing, and don't forget to finish derivatives. If it's not finished, there will be no bonus. So I hope you did this over 3 days. I did this over 1 night. It's now 8:15 and I've been teaching on this video for 32 minutes, which is way too long. And I've got to pack and head for my mom's house. So I'm going to publish this and I will see you next Monday.